Yeah, hello everybody. Welcome to another KPC Live. It is February 14th in Korea right now, 1 a.m. Hi everybody, nice to see you. Hello Couch Potato Party, early morning stream. I guess for you, I don't know where you are, but maybe in America, right? Yeah, but today in this live stream, I'm gonna be just chilling with you guys, taking questions, and as you can see in the title, any questions. So feel free to ask anything away today. Yeah, and I'll try to do my best to answer all of those. So probably for the people who are joining after the live stream has ended, they'll be watching a rewatch on this. So I will just do some promotion first, and then let's go into the questions after we accumulate the questions in the chat. So if you have any questions, throw it away in the chat, and I'll try to just compile them and get back to them. Yeah, hello everybody. 6 p.m. here. Tell me where you're at. Yes, tell me where you're at. In Korea, it's 1 a.m., 1:13 a.m. Hello. Hello. Hello, Sunita. Yes. Okay. 8 a.m. in California. Wow, you are really tuning in early, aren't you? Thanks for doing that. Yep. I changed the interface a little bit so that it could look a little bit more clean than the usual one. So let me know how you feel about this. Romania. 11:14 a.m. in Indianapolis. Indianapolis? Is that how you pronounce it? Indiana, USA. Portugal. Hello, Abel. What is cheating culture like in Korea? Okay, let me save that and get back to it. So I just want to ask you if my audio is good, because I'm using this Rode mic for today. I abandoned it for a while because when I always stream with Anna, yeah, we can't use the mic at the same time. So I just had to use the camera mic, but let me know if the quality of this is okay. Yup, and okay, everything's pretty new right here, so I'm trying to like adjust right now. Audio is fine, thank you. Happy Valentine's. Oh, I have never, yeah, the thought didn't even occur. Yeah, it's Valentine. Okay. Well, happy Valentine to everybody out there too. I don't know if you celebrate or not. Yeah, right now I'm just a little bit stressed out because the chat interface in my OBS, it's not working, so I can't like highlight your chats and stuff. But I guess it is what it is. These things stress me out. Yeah. Okay, let me just leave it for a bit and it might show up. So maybe there might be no highlighting super chats today. Actually though, yeah, there will be, because I made like a new, function over here. So if you send a super chat or if you send a PayPal or anything, it's gonna pop up here with like fireworks and stuff like that. So yeah, hello everybody. Hello, Nicole. Not till tomorrow. 7:15 p.m. in Qatar. BLOK. Welcome. Okay, so let me just do some promotion for like 5 minutes, and then let's go on into the questions. So yeah, think of your questions, put them down on some memos, ask them away after 5 minutes. But before that, let's go to the hottest website out there at the moment. Yes. So this is the website me and my friends have founded recently, and it's called Biroso. And as I explained last time, Biroso means finally, at last in Korean. And this website gives you authentic and unique products globally. It provides fast global shipping, and it has awesome blog content as well. So as you can see the shops here, blogs here, and yeah, the web address is biroso.net, biroso.net, and we have a lot of new products in stock. So as you can see, I'm really proud of this like new Nike sweatshirt that has Korean on it, and the back just says 그냥 해, which is just do it. So I think this is pretty cool. Oh my god, it's already like many sizes are sold out, so we only have an M and a XL left. But anyways, we updated a lot of new products this week. We're working really hard on it. So if you see this, you can get like Seoul tin magnets. These aren't just like crappy souvenir magnets you'll see in Myeongdong or the airport. They're actually like hand painted ones. So we really thought these ones are cute, so we curated this. And everybody loves magnets on their refrigerators, right? So yeah, we have some like unique pocha style dishes, and we have the Seoul My Soul beanie over here. So really trendy. These are like, these are even hard to get nowadays. I'm actually contacting the department that takes care of the Seoul My Soul merch, because yeah, you can't get hands on the t-shirts or the hoodies nowadays. So they have restock plans, but it's been really hard to actually get anything. But this is a Seoul My Soul bag. It's a reusable bag. It's eco-friendly, really cute, really cheap too. So you know how like Nike started doing those like reusable bag things, and people bring them along as like fashion items. These ones have like small, medium, large size. So yeah, go check them out. We also have like we're trying to be very eco-friendly. So we have like very neat, eco-friendly reusable cups as well. They're tumblers, and yeah, they're microwave safe, withstands up to like 110 degrees, all that kind of stuff. So go check this out. We also have the limited edition series, which is getting a lot of love from you guys, I've noticed. Yeah, so this is an Adidas Hangul logo sweatshirt. We have Adidas, Adidas, in Korean, in Hangul here. So you can see the detail over here. Really cool, right? So if you're a fan of Hangul, you can get these Adidas and Nike sweatshirts. So if you look at this, if you don't want to be like too like over the top about having Hangul printed on your chest, then this is like a very subtle look on a Nike sweatshirt. So they have like a little a patch on the sleeve as well. Nice little touch. So go check this out. Another Nike sweatshirt, white version. This one also has there's a brown version as well. And this one has like the Nike logo over here as well. And yeah, ivory, brown. They have the Nike Hangul on it. You can see like very, it's very small and subtle. So I think, yeah, it will be really cool if you guys check it out. We have the Adidas Samba Tal series. So Tal is like a Korean mask. Really hip pictures here. So yeah, if you're one of these sizes, we haven't converted it to like US size, but like go Google it, your size if you want them. Check it out. We have like a very unique Korean jersey. I've noticed that a lot of like celebrities or fashion people nowadays wear jerseys a lot, like including New Jeans. And this is the number 7 because 7 is iconic, and Sunny wears 7. So yeah. And we have like Yugi muddlers, Yugi soju glass sets. This is like the perfect gift for your friend. Go check them out. Really aesthetic. If you go to any fine dining restaurant in Korea, you'll find these kind of material. It's It's like iron and tin, like I don't know the exact composition, but it says organic copper 78% and tin 22%. And yeah, it has like its own like effects and stuff. So it can like it has an antibacterial effect, which is 99.99%, blah blah blah. Yeah. So go check these out. We have playing cards with like unique Korean pictures on it. We have like stationery, which are very cool. This is like the most used ballpoint pen in Korea. But we brought like the premium versions, like the gold, silver, and rose gold versions over here. We have the Thinking Buddha statue over here, but this one is special because you can customize it, you can paint it. I showed you the Nike sweatshirt here. We have like Korean themed letters. So these are all really cool. We have like the Korean bestsellers. We have Pachinko, I Want to Die But I Want to Eat Tteokbokki, Almond, like RM recommended, Kim Ji-young, born 1982, Vegetarian by Hangang. So many unique and authentic products, and these products are coming week after week, so get prepared for more and more nice products. So yeah, did you include the link? I couldn't find the Insta. So all you have to do is just type biroso.net. I just typed it in the chat over here. So you can go to that site. I don't know if you can directly go because there's not an HTTPS there, but typing it right now. Yeah, there you go. So the link should work. Anyways, go check it out. We have really cool products. We have like bracelets worn by BTS members, Jungkook's favorite bucket hat over here, soju glasses, which are really cool, my favorite product, Jeju soju glass, the Najeon Chulgi diary. If you need a diary, it's only February, so get one for 2024. We have very fast global shipping. Our team is working really hard to get it to you within a week. So yeah, the Lunar New Year holiday caused us some bottleneck, but now it's all good, so you can get all the stuff. And go check out our posts over here. Very cultural context is provided. Yeah, like all you want to know about tteokbokki, the history about it, where you can get the good ones, the types of tteokbokki and the stuff that goes with it, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, go check it out. About makgeolli. Yep. So there you go, how you make makgeolli. Very interesting like ceremonies and stuff. So these kind of information you can't go to other websites and get, because these are all like human made. Nowadays all the blog posts I notice are very much ChatGPT generated, but these ones are hand created and written by our editorial staff, let's say. So very interesting ones. Go check it out. Blog posts are updated like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, ideally. So go check that out. And yeah, we ship globally. So make your purchase. And the special thing is, if you sign in, if you create an account, then there is going to be an email sent to you automatically to the email that you registered with. And in that email, there's going to be a link. If you click on that link, you will be redirected to a unique, like a site. It's the same Biroso site, but with your, footprint. So you will get a 15% discount on whatever you buy on this site. I mean, like combined, like for example, if you buy these coasters and the Nike shirt and the cup here, that's gonna be a total of like $150. You'll get a 15% discount on the total sum of the amount. So go check it out. Go check out our blog post. So that was a little bit of promotion for our new website. Really excited to launch it. Really need your support. And if you want to go check out our socials, if you go down here, you can click on these. And right now, Instagram is only active. And we post regular posts about like new updated products over here. So go follow this. We'd really appreciate that. Just David 92 is following at the moment as well. So if you want like new updates, go follow us on Instagram. And yeah, thanks for listening. Okay, now back to the live. Phew. Okay, so yeah, what kind of questions are we looking at right now? Let's see. Okay. Huh. Today all these like, new things are going crazy, so they're not like acting normally, so I need to like adjust them every time, but yeah, let's go on. Okay, so let me just pin that website on the chat, and let's go on to the actual content. There we go. Please go check out this website and support it. Now let me try to get the chat function up again. Hopefully it works. Okay. Yata says, I'm going to be flying to Korea tomorrow. I'm excited. Any general suggestions on what to do, where to eat, etc.? I'll be staying for 1 week. Well, I mean, it depends on your theme, but in general, I would definitely, allocate some substantial amount of time to just explore the tourist spots like the palaces and like the Han River or Myeongdong, and then there's Gangnam, Hongdae. Go for like like shopping, stuff like that. And then other than that, I would say 1 week is a little bit too short for you to like go to other regions, so I would just recommend staying in Seoul. But specifically, like where to eat? Where to eat? I mean, in order for you to find like the gourmet places, you'll really need to like tap into like Korean social media accounts, but that's really hard. So nowadays I've heard there are an abundant amount of recommendations on TikTok. If you like, hashtag Seoul restaurant or cafe, stuff like that. So I've seen a few of the recommendations and they seemed okay, and what wasn't like the tourist spots. So yeah, during the live stream, if I can think of anything specific, I'll try to add it, but right now nothing really comes to my mind. Yup. K-Stash. Hey, hello David, good to see you too. How were the holidays? Any special events? Yes, so it was recently Lunar New Year in Korea, from last Friday to yesterday actually. And I don't know, nothing really special. It was just the normal holiday. We just gathered, our family just all gathered, my grandpa and my own family along with my aunt and my cousin. That was about it. We don't have a big family right now. Our family really didn't do like rituals or celebrations or anything like that because my grandma is in the ICU and she's still not recovered from her stroke. So she's basically in a coma, and we've put life support on her. So we're just praying and watching to see whether her condition betters. So yeah, our aunt is basically taking her visits every single day, and my dad actually got to get the first visit opportunity during this holiday. So yeah, it wasn't like a very festive, celebrative moment for us, our family in particular, but we just all gathered, did the usual, cooking and frying jeon, like the cakes, the food cakes, whatever you call them, and just had some tteokguk That's rice cake soup. That's like the traditional thing you do during Solar, and that was it. So yeah. Other than that, nothing really special. But thanks for asking. Yeah. Thank you, Gael. Wishing all the best. Thank you, Asined. Yes. Okay, next question is, what sports other than soccer does the majority of Koreans watch? Also, what were the reactions on the Asian Cup? I know that the what is it? The Super Bowl just finished. I don't even know the results. I don't know the teams. I don't really watch football, the American football. Yeah, and I saw a lot of posts and like conflicts on the internet saying like it's weird for Americans to say they're world champions when literally America's the only place that enjoys and plays American football, and the actual football is soccer. So yeah, I've seen tons of these posts in the range of like the past one day or something like that. But anyways, going back to a national sport Korean celebrate, I think, definitely soccer is the biggest thing. We always had a rivalry between like Japan mostly. Other than that, I think it would be baseball. Baseball we're pretty good at as well. I don't know if we've actually won the World Baseball Series, but I know that we're pretty good. We're up there. We always make it to like a pretty good point. And yeah, I know that the US doesn't really come out with its full force. Like the MLB is like, it's just the dream league. It's like the English Premier League, and all the players over there are super crazy good. But anyways, like in the WBC, which is like the World Baseball Classic, at least we stand a chance against like these big countries like the US or Japan or Taiwan. Sometimes I think China and Korea. I think Cuba is up there too. And yeah, I think soccer and baseball is basically the most loved sport in Korea. Definitely. Other than that, I just can't think of anything in particular. What is there? What kind of sport is there? Tennis. I like tennis, but nobody really like. The people like to play it, but that's only like a fraction of young people as well, and maybe extremely old people. Nowadays, the popularity is going up, but it's not like a national level event. There is like volleyball, I guess. Like women's volleyball is pretty popular. What other sport is there? Yeah, like MMA. Like we don't really watch that either, unless like there's a Korean player. So the sport itself, the popularity of the sport is driven by like a personal, like an athlete, individual, and it has to be a Korean. So if that Korean is playing that sport and he or she is doing good, then there's like national attention on that sport. It's really weird. It's like individual driven. But I would have to argue that like even if it were not for like a Korean individual athlete doing good in like a certain sport, football, the soccer, football would still be popular, by itself. Yeah, but in football, like Sonheung-min, Sonny, is doing pretty good in the EPL. He got the Golden Boot last year. Was it last year or 2 years before? He's in a pretty good club. He's the captain. He scores like multiple goals every year, and yeah. But for the Asian Cup, everybody was just very stressed. Very stressed. The Asian Cup was definitely fun, but everybody was really stressed with our coach. He's a German guy called Klinsmann. Everybody really was against him being the coach, but it just happened, and we we went up to like the semifinals, quarterfinals. Yeah, semi-quarterfinals. But we got like, eliminated by Jordan. Yeah. After winning to Australia, and what was before that? Anyways, yeah, we didn't really. We weren't really satisfied with the results because the performance was really poor, and we basically got up with like luck and individual skill. Yeah, there was no tactics, and yeah, this is just not my personal opinion. It's like national consensus. Like novices, amateurs to professionals and coaches are all agreeing that the coach Klinsmann didn't do anything. So yeah, right now the country is infuriated on what to do with him, and he returned to his home in the United States, and he was ironically very happy with the results, and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna just build up until the World Cup. That's when his contract is until, but everybody in Korea wants to fire him. But the problem is we have like a huge what do you call it, breach of contract clause. We'll have to pay him a lot of money, so people don't want to give him that kind of money. So it's like a very big messy thing going on right now. Anyways, that's the answer to your sport question. Yeah, as I said, today is a very chill live stream, so ask away any kind of question. It doesn't have to be confined to like related to Korea. I could just give you my personal opinion of a topic or something, which would have like a Korean perspective in it, right? Also, would appreciate any super chats. So as you can see, I have like a goal set up here. It's a very ambitious goal, I know, but sky's the limit, right? So this is like my funding goal for the studio rent and the new projects coming up. I'll need some cash for new projects for KPC for 2024. Big projects, big changes, big studios coming your way. I've thankfully procured enough money to get a spacious studio, thankfully to a very generous supporter. So I've recently been studio hunting, so you'll see that coming soon. And then I'll need to decorate it, put the interior in, and get more good camera equipment, mics for multiple guests, lights, all that kind of stuff. So yeah. Also, if you see in the description box, you'll see like a link you can press on, and then that directly leads to like a PayPal donation link. So if you donate there, that's the best because super chats take 35%. If you donate there, you'll be able to send a message, a customized message, which will pop up here. So if you're curious about that function, check it out in the description box. And let's see if I can read more comments. Yeah, this chat ninja thing is not working today, so I'll just have to like zoom in into your comments and try to read them. Yeah, sorry if I missed them because like this new interface thingy isn't working. Let's see. Also, the best way for your question to get answered is definitely a super chat or a donation. So a tip, yeah, tip link in the comment, in the description. My volume is low. How about this? Yeah, this mic is really sensitive and the audio quality is really good, but the problem is you need to like speak really close to it like that. So whenever I lean back, it's like I usually do like 2-hour live streams, and in order to do that, I need like a comfy posture. But yeah, I'll try to lean forward as much as I can. Okay, let's see some more questions. What happened with Joint Live with Anna? I think she had some like other schedules today, so we were supposed to do it at 10 a.m. KST as usual, but yeah, she was like, yeah, can we do it on another day? And I was like, I actually like notified that I would go live on this date in my Discord chat. So yeah, I was just like, let's do it separate. Yeah, no special reason. Okay. What inspired you to start KPC? Well, that's a good question. There are a lot of things. First of all, you need to know the context behind my creator journey. So I started off with DKDKTV. The channel's still there. It's still active. I upload vlogs here and there. But it started off as like a K-pop reaction channel, which was, we were very lucky because the K-pop boom was like expanding crazy back then. BTS was, gaining their popularity worldwide. Blackpink came out, so it was the perfect timing. And then we did like entertainment news. We did like Lyric Explain series. We garnered up to like 800k subscribers. But at one point we weren't seeing that much growth. I kind of have regret on like halting the reactions because I really like that, and that was like the actual, attention grabber and the traffic grabber. But anyways, I'm all left that behind. But it was a nice phase and it was a nice ride. But the catch was our most like the most recent content we posted was news, and in the nature of any kind of news, there's like an opposition side and there's like there's always an opposition side, so you can't please everybody. Of course, I know that, but I try to be polite and diplomatic and not biased as possible, rational. That was my stance. But nevertheless, because of many factors, you get hurled into controversy. And the K-pop fandom, I would have to say, is not like the most rational group out there. And they can sometimes be toxic. And it felt like I was tiptoeing on top of eggshells every single day. Oh, wow. Is now falling. Thank you, Miss Pink and Blue. Yeah, so yeah, it felt like I was on eggshells and it was really hindering my mental health. I was like, every single time I upload a video, I was really worried about the comments, how people will perceive of my opinion, like whether I'd get canceled on Twitter again or stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, and I'm growing old. I was like, I passed 30, so until when can I be in this K-pop space? I'm not saying like you can't be a K-pop stan after you're 30, but how society perceives you and your own interest as well, it kind of diminishes as you get older and you get like interested in more stuff. And in my case, I was getting more interested into like just culture in general. That's why I went to cultural mediation as my major in grad school. And I got interested in entrepreneurship, gaining money for my life, being financially free, all that kind of stuff. So that kind of hit me more. And K-pop wasn't really just the same. Like, BTS went to the military. It kind of felt like K-pop peaked, but it's still going. It's still going good. I see so many talented groups out there, but it just didn't have the same feel for me. And I was like, maybe I should expand into more in general or in-depth content about Korea and Korean culture. I think I could provide way more value in those kind of terms. That was the gist. That was the backing behind it. And then I thought, I had the network to bring entertaining people and talents onto my show, the podcast. And I knew a lot of foreigners in Korea too, so I could get their opinions about Korea. So I had all the resources, and then I normally didn't want to do podcasts when I was doing DKDKTV because I was like, who watches 1 hour videos? Like, I don't even watch 1 hour videos unless you're like doing the dishes or doing work and like multitasking just in your, in the background. But then the short form trend came up, and everybody was creating TikTok, shorts, reels. And then I was like, I want to create that too. I want to get the blessing of the algorithm, but unfortunately, I don't know how to dance. I don't know how to do cringy trends and challenges and like do all that stuff. So what can I do? And I was like, yeah, let's make a long ass video and chop it up into short stuff. And the perfect format was podcast. So that's what I did. And here I am. So I just wanted to create like cultural value and provide that to you guys. So that was it. And I think I've succeeded in a way, because I have the love and support from you guys. So yeah. Vilden, whatever you do great. Thanks for all your work. Thank you for watching. And I just saw a PayPal notification which should appear on the screen. Or maybe you just directly went through PayPal, that's why it's not appearing. But anyways, thanks Karen for the $15 pizza. Thanks for all you do. Thanks for watching. And another PayPal. Wait, it should be appearing on the stream. I'm so sorry. I don't know why this is like not working. Kelly, thank you so much. Kelly, thank you so much for the 50 for the studio. It should toggle this thing up here and you should see it going up, but for some reason, oh my god, like I hate tech. Like I don't know why it never works in one go. I'm so sorry. But anyways, there should be like an automated thing here, but it's not working. Maybe I'll try it in the next live stream, but forgive me for the glitches. But anyways, thank you. Yeah. People overall over the internet should learn more about digital etiquette and digital literacy. Yes. Say it louder for the people in the back. People grow and have other interests. Exactly. I really like your music video explanations. Really helped me understand. Thank you. What do you think about the current state of K-pop? I haven't been too interested in it since the rest of BTS went to the military. I feel like it's stagnating, or maybe I'm just out of the K-pop loop. I've been feeling the same. It's because I was like an army. I am an army, and there's not much you can do when BTS is in the military. And yeah, Blackpink has pretty much gone solo too right now. There still is. I've been saying like New Jeans, IVE, Le Sserafim, ITZY, all these strong groups out there coming out with bangers. I still enjoy them, but I can't really articulate it, but it feels like something is missing. It feels like K-pop has become a possession exclusively for the K-pop fans only. Like back then when BTS and Blackpink were very active, and Twice as well, it felt like the whole nation, or like at least a big group of people that are like even mildly interested into K-pop also enjoyed the phenomenon itself, and they were just going to concerts to see what the hype was about, and they found out about it, fell into the rabbit hole and stuff like that. But nowadays, it feels like the fandom has consolidated, the consumer base and the pie of K-pop has enlarged itself, but I feel like that group, while it is consolidated, it's not gaining like more and more newbies. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I think it's something about like the transition between third gen to fourth gen. Yeah, even the music itself has become more niched. Yeah, I really like G-Idol nowadays, what they're doing. But yeah. But nevertheless, I do agree that the K-pop market itself and the fan base is growing, but it's not like exponentially growing. Yeah. Bubble Leah, I'm glad to see you're doing something that makes you happier. I always appreciate being able to hear different perspectives on different topics. Thanks you for answering my question. Thank you for asking a question. That's the whole point of this live stream. So if you're watching and if you're curious about anything, you can ask me, yeah, literally anything. That's the title of today's video. So shoot them in the comments. K-Stosh, thank you. Thank you for the 50 again. Well received. I really am sorry that the effects are not popping up here, but yeah, shout out again. K-pop's going to go crazy when G-Dragon returns. Well, I do see G-Dragon's return reigniting some sparks in the K-pop sphere, but I don't know. I am pretty sure that G-Dragon is not going to come out with a banger, like something like Bang 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 or like Crooked or Crayon or, you know, something like that. He's not going to come out with something like that. Like, if you know what he's been doing throughout the years, you know that he's gone the more artistic route, and he's gonna come out with something more creative, independent, artistic, something with his own style, and that just doesn't really like translate into massive popularity. You know what I'm saying, right? So like if it was a song like Bang 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 or Last Farewell, something like that, then the public would go crazy over it. Of course, the public will initially give attention on the songs, but if it's not like a pop song, then people aren't gonna really give that much attention to it. But it's going to definitely be an event to look forward to. That question about K-pop, whether if it's breaking into or penetrating into the mainstream audience in the US or outside of it, it's been like an eternal question, and I think it has to some extent. And I think not only K-pop, I think K-pop is like a very good entryway to Korean culture. But K-content in general, like K-pop, it's like music as in content, and then there's like Squid Game and Parasite and all those K-dramas on Netflix. People give it a try. One of my co-workers on the Mr. Beast team, he mentioned that he was recently watching the Devil's Game on Netflix, and then he was like, wow, Korean content is amazing. People watch Singles Inferno, they watch like Physical 100, so all these kind of Korean entertainment become the gateway for people to enter Korean culture. And if they're intrigued, they go the extra step and try to explore what actually is there beyond this. And they go exploring like K-food, like K-bibimbap, and they learn that Korean cosmetics are really good, so they dive into that, and then they go into the culture, they visit the country, and then it's like the spiral, like the rabbit hole effect. So I've seen that happening. But definitely, like, it's not like mainstream, but in terms of like compared to maybe like 2 or 3 decades ago, when everybody mentioned Korea, people would be like, where is that? North Korea, like, oh, Kim Jong-il, Kim Jong-un, like nukes, all that kind of stuff. You know, it's different now. Like, at least people know about the country itself, and they can name at least one food. Like, they know, they've been to KBBQ, they've at least listened to a BTS song, they at least know Gangnam Style. So the general level of knowledge has increased a lot, and I don't think that's enough to say it's penetrated the mainstream or anything, but in a superficial level, I think it's become definitely well known, and there's more recognition, which is a really good indicator. And that's how, like, you know, a culture really solidifies and mixes into like other cultures. And that's how I see like Japanese culture, because you know, everybody knows a lot about the Japanese culture and its, you know, rich background. Like everybody knows, like, has watched at least one movie or content about like samurais, or, you know, you see in American movies, like even in Kill Bill, or, you know, any kind of movie, there's always some kind of Japanese trope in it. Like if you would watch John Wick, there's always some Japanese stuff in it. Nowadays I'm seeing that turning into like a Korean thing. Yeah. And there's always like a Korean character included. Yeah, so I think that's progress. Yeah, everybody knows about sushi and, like, you know, yakiniku, all that kind of stuff. Now people know about bibimbap, KBBQ, soft tofu, like BCD. Yeah, so yeah, definitely K-pop has its role as like the gateway. Yeah. Anyways, let's see. I think we've talked enough about K-pop. I mean, I could go on forever. I literally wrote a thesis about it, so I know the whole history, I know the whole background, the academic terms on it. But let's give some diversity into the top. Okay, first of all, shout out to another PayPal. Really sorry I can't show you on the screen, but thank you, Nicole, for the $20. Hi, David, a little donation towards the studio rent. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Pizza. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. here. When am I gonna go home? I have a full day tomorrow. Literally, I'm going studio hunting for like 6 hours. I have a back-to-back meeting after that for Piroso product meeting. We're also gonna have our own personal brand. So we're designing our own hoodie and t-shirt. So all that kind of stuff. Exciting, very exciting. Yeah, I can sleep when I'm dead. Funny question from Toyland. Would you sell DKDKTV? No, I wouldn't sell it, honestly. If someone came up to me and offered me, like, you know, a tremendous amount of money, like, I would consider. But it's like my baby. Like, who wants to sell your baby? Yeah. But if you're broke and you can't provide for your baby, and you know there's so much potential to it, and like a millionaire comes to you and says, like, I'll provide a good home, good education, invest in it, and he'll give me a good amount of something, like, too, then, you know, you might consider. Do you have any interest in living abroad at some point? Yes, definitely. I've been really firm about my stance, as in, when I'm gonna get married, I definitely want a child. But I am really firm that I will never raise my child in Korea. At least during his or her elementary, middle school, high school years. And college, preferably. But that's going to take a lot of money, so I don't know how I'm going to pull it off, but I do not want to raise my child in Korea because, well, if there are any Koreans in the chat or any Koreans replaying this, they might be frowning, but this is my personal point of view. I'm not trying to degrade the country at any extent, but personally, what I went through during my youth, like my school years, that was living hell. And I honestly don't know how the students of Korea go through that. It's literally living hell. I would say it's not even an exaggeration. Like, just singling out high school. You go to school at 7 a.m. You end school at 10 p.m. And like that, like, if you don't go to academies, you end school at 10 p.m. because, like, you have free study time, free night study time, whatever you call that. But you can get out early if you go to academies. But you can only get out if you have academies. Like, you need to get, like, verification from your teacher. And usually kids go to, like, 5 or 6 academies. You at least go to math, English, Korean. Those 3 are, like, essential, and then there are other ones like for social studies, then maybe science if you're in like the mathematical like science, that side. And then there's like other stuff like you go to like debate classes, like writing classes for university admission, all that kind of stuff. I even went to Japanese. Yeah, and it's not easy as a parent or a child. Like that's a lot of stress and a lot of workload, a lot of money too. And yeah, like everybody does it. Like even if your child is bright or not, like you do it because of peer pressure and societal pressure. You feel like you're not doing your best. You're not providing the best for your child when everybody else is doing that. Yeah, so it's really hard. But anyways, because of that sole reason, I want to live outside of Korea if I have a child. But in the more short term, I do have a dream of being financially free. So yeah, optimistically and ideally, I want to gain some amount of money that is enough to sustain me like financially, like with dividends and interest and stuff like that, up till like until like my 40s. And then I would like to just travel the world and live in this city for a month, that city for 2 months, that country for a year, and live that kind of life. And that's been my dream, because I've always had this mindset that you only come to earth once, and whichever God you believe in, this God has prepared like a magnificent, such a splendid and beautiful planet for you, whereas like human beings are destroying it. But before they destroy that, I just want to live every single beauty and breathe every single fresh air, from the Himalayas to Canada, the tundras, the Russian Siberian soil. Oh, that's going to be hard. But like the Andes in South America, the beaches in South Africa, Southeast Asia, high technology cities like the luxury life in Dubai, maybe Tokyo, city life in London, New York, suburban life, or some ranch life in the south of the United States, Alaska, doing some fishing, meeting some bears, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's definitely in my bucket list. I don't know if I can pull it off, because people have practical lives and you can't really do what you all want to do. You make sacrifices and compromises, but yeah, that's in my grand scheme of things. I hope I can achieve at least a fraction of it, though. Yeah, I think I have some sort of like wanderlust. Yeah. Would you consider doing travel vlogs? Actually, this is a confession. So that was among one of my plans for 2023, actually. So yeah, I was thinking about transitioning from DKDKTVs to another channel or another type of content, and I was debating what kind of content I should do, and KPC was definitely up there. But another plan I had was, let me go to the States, first start in the US, because that's where my fan base is the biggest, and couch surf to every single state out there, every single city out there. I'm pretty sure I would have at least one subscriber in every single state in the US, and I would just couch surf, go to the local markets and the local hole-in-the-wall places and enjoy the food. I recently saw a video of Korean Englishmen go to Texas and enjoy the Texan BBQ up there, and it looked amazing. That kind of stuff, do mukbangs and rate the American food dishes, the southern food, the what do you call them, soul food, the Texan BBQ, the New York pizzas, what else, the crabs in Maryland. I remember that, but it's my childhood memory, but I want to relive that, all that kind of stuff. go to Alaska and actually have salmon there. Yeah. And I thought it would be like good content, you know. But 2023 was really rough. Yeah. I got like a tax audit out of nowhere. And then I had to like hustle my ass off for the whole year, liquidate some of my assets, and pay off the debt, pay off the taxes, enormous tax. But fortunately, I got out of that. Oh, yay! Live One, thank you for the $5 pizza. Are Koreans aware of the machinations of the New World Order and the agenda of population control as spelled out by the likes of WEF, WHO, CFR, etc.? I am sorry, Live One. Despite your super chat, I have no idea about that. Yeah, that is too hard of a subject to me, but I will at least do my due diligence and try to search what that means since you sent it to me. So it's a conspiracy theory, apparently. Let me just skim through it a little bit. Okay. Oh, it's about like the secret power elites with their world goals, and they try to control the world government, and yeah, it's tied to politics and finance and everything, and influential beings are all tied together. A lot of conspiracies. Wow, even UFOs like Area 51, Bermuda Triangle, yeah, all that kind of stuff. COVID. Okay. I don't think Koreans are aware of this because I'm pretty, like, there's a saying, like, if you are fluent in English, you can access 90% of the information in the world. And that is huge. I've seen a lot of Korean YouTubers and influencers, or like these gurus, emphasizing the importance of English because that's how you access information, whether it be like conspiracy theories or not. That is in some terms information as well. It can provide you a different perspective, but because Koreans don't speak English that fluently, they don't definitely search in Google or like search engines in English. So I think there's definitely a restriction on this kind of information. There is like a Wikipedia page right now in Korean, but like there's only so much that's written in there. But I don't think it's like a mainstream narrative or something Koreans are like in general aware about. Yeah. It's like talking about the deep state. We've heard about like the deep state, shadow governments, and like monetary hegemony, like the dollar and stuff, but I don't think people are like that deep into it. Yeah. The funny thing is, like, whenever somebody brings up a conspiracy theory in Korea, it's always labeled as like a fake news kind of thing on YouTube, and the government always says like, you know, don't fall for fake news, get digital literacy, enhance the ability, your personal ability to filter out what is fake news and credible news, like always go to credible sources. And that could be like, you know, that could be controlling information as well. But anyways, I don't think this narrative or this thing has a big attention from Koreans. Yeah. Come to Chicago, we have bears. Really? I want to actually try the local Chicago deep dish. Do Koreans worry about the yellow dust? And Kim Jong-un, I think you're saying. Yes, we worry a lot about yellow dust. We hate it, actually. The fine dust as well. So yellow dust is created like just geographically, like naturally. Uh, it comes from the plains of China, and then it blows all the way to Korea. So we can't do anything about it. Like it was there when the world started, and there's like grasshoppers, like eating up like cornfields and whatever, not corn but rice fields, whatever, in China. But then there's another type of dust, which is fine dust, which is created artificially. It's man-made by factories. All the massive factories in China are right now located in central China, but they are moving one after another to eastern China, along like the seashore, like the sea line of China. And guess what's right next to it? Korea. So the reason they are moving the factories over there is because the wind blows, and the wind is going to carry the toxic material and the dust to the east, and it's not going to affect the land of China over there. Of course, they have extreme smog and fine dust problems in Beijing right now. That's why they want to move it towards the sea, so that it can get blown off to the sea and off the continent. But Korea and Japan is there. I don't think a big amount of the dust reaches Japan, but it definitely reaches Korea, and Korean people are just dying out of it. Like, some people literally get like lung problems because of the fine dust, industrial dust. So it's a very big problem. We can't solve it because China is a superpower. We don't have any political leverage or anything. So I don't know. It's just gonna get worse and worse. China's the number one manufacturer country in the world. So imagine all that industrial dust fuming from the factories getting blown into Korea. So we're basically like a dump yard for them, and we can't do anything about it. So yeah, I hope like some technological advances happen in the future, so that we can make artificial rain or like artificial like barriers or whatever to get rid of the dust. But for now, there's nothing we can do. And our past government that was pro-China was, okay, here comes my political side. They were being pussies. I understand, like they can't say anything to China because, like they're gonna put sanctions upon trade, and like they're even banning K-pop and K-content already for like a decade now, and they're like banning people. They're restricting people like Chinese tourists to come to Korea. They've lightened it now, but like they've put that much sanctions now. But if they try to like really F up our country, they can. So our government is really careful on their diplomacy with China and the US especially. But at least speak facts to your own like country people, like your citizens. So what the past government was saying about the fine dust, they were saying it was domestic emissions from traffic. And the funniest thing ever was they were saying it was because local pork belly restaurants were opening up their windows and grilling pork, and because of the amount of the smoke coming out from the pork belly, that was contributing to the fine dust. They were saying BS like that, while everybody, the scientific facts and like the theses, the documents were pointing towards, like, you don't even need a thesis for that. If you just have a sane mind, like if you just have high school education, you know where the fine dust is coming from. Then the government was too scared enough to admit, it was coming from a certain place, and they were finding, other reasons, and that pissed a lot of people. And it definitely affects Korea and its like health. I don't know if there's any like correlation, but whenever I go out in a day with a lot of dust, I always get headaches. It's always like that. So I definitely think the fine dust messes up with my head or some way, my body in some way. But yeah, we don't really have like a nice solution right now. Okay. Let's see. Why are people fighting in the chat? Yeah, don't speak bad language. Please. Whenever I'm talking, I can't multitask, so I can't look at the chat, but if someone doesn't like me, well, that's their preference, so yeah, just leave them be. Let them be. Solveig asked, has Korea considered to make it easy for foreigners to move to Korea because of the low birth rate? Yes, definitely. I've seen a lot of recent changes in foreign immigration policies. I think they're going to ease in the visas, and they're giving out like more and more types of visas to foreigners as well. They're giving a lot of benefits to foreigners that actually come here and make a family, try to make a living. So definitely yes. Yeah, it's going in that direction. It's inevitable. But you know, I gotta say something about this. A lot of foreigners in Korea, okay, I'm gonna be totally neutral here. Maybe I'm a little bit biased with my Korean side, but I'll try to be as neutral as possible. But it kind of pisses me off sometimes when I see a lot of foreigners in like the comments of, you know, Korean news media outlets whenever they talk about like foreign immigration processes and stuff like that. They say the Korean immigration process and the protocol or whatever is it's extremely difficult, and you know, you need to like learn the languages and you need to take tests, and even so, like it's hard to do it. But I want to actually like ask to them, to the people who are complaining, what would it be for a Korean person to go to your own country and get a visa or a residence or a green card or a citizenship? Would it be easy? And I think the answer would be, it would definitely be at least the same level or even harder. Because if we're just talking about the US, there are lines of people that want to go to the US. Of course, there's more demand, so of course it's going to be harder and more screening. But from what I heard, it's like extremely hard to get a citizenship or like a working visa or whatever. I've seen in the news right now in the US, like there's so many Korean companies that are in need for Korean personnel because the Korean industry over there is just expanding in general. But the problem is, even if Korean people get their like masters or college degrees in American soil in American universities, they have to go through like a certain what do you call it, a lottery or like a system to get like a working visa, and that only applies for certain sectors like engineers and like, you know, medical or whatever, like these special areas. So I don't know why people think Korea should be lenient and so easy on its immigration policies, while the other countries are not that, you know, easy. So I just feel like where is this weird entitlement coming from? I mean, okay, I'm sorry for calling it entitlement, but I'm just stressed. Like immigration policies and like these like citizenship policies are meant to be very complicated and detailed and hard. There has to be hurdles and barriers. We can't just like accept everybody to the country, right? Just because you want to live here. We need to do like verification and fact checking and like background checks and all that kind of stuff, you know? So I think that's in general, like common sense is like immigration shouldn't be that easy, but like people seem to have something about like Korea being, you know, unaccepting or inhospitable or whatever. But I am pretty sure it would be the same way, the other way around, when Korean people go to your country. So yeah. Each company has a process that fits their needs and expands their economy. Each country, I think you're saying. Each country has a process that fits their needs and expands their economy. It is entitlement, David. Perfect word choice. Yeah, I just didn't want to be like seen as, yeah, like being too harsh. In Brazil, if you are hot and rich, you are welcome. Oh, okay. I agree, David. It should be rigorous no matter what country you immigrate to. Exactly. Yeah, like, if you're gonna live here, you at least need to know the basic language and the customs and the history and how to get your taxes done. You need to be listed on the database and all that kind of stuff, you know? It has to be rigorous eventually. Yeah. I heard that Canada is relatively easy to immigrate to. They have 500k immigrants 1 year because they need more people, but have read that once immigrants there many aren't happy there. Yes, I've heard of that too, and I've heard that is becoming a problem as well in Canada. Yeah, the immigrant problem. And I know that the characteristics are different, but I heard that there are a lot of immigrant problems in Europe as well. Yeah, I think it's very like it's different in nature because European immigrants were a very like it was like humanitarian immigration and stuff, but you know, countries with high demand are bound to have like very rigorous immigration policies. Yeah, I once was very interested in don't get me wrong, like I just love Japan when I just love Japan whenever I go there, whenever I travel there, and I just had this idea, like it just sparked in my head, like what if I were to come and live in Japan? What would it take for me to become a Japanese citizen? I don't want to become a Japanese citizen, okay? It just occurred in my mind, like what would it take for me to like get a green card and get a residence here in Japan? And I looked into the immigration policy, and it was like nearly impossible to just even like live there as a Korean guy, as a Korean person. Yeah. So I guess it's like, you know, like I'm not speaking on a high horse or anything, don't get me wrong, but the nature of the world is everything is basically based on supply and demand. And if a certain country is like wantable for a certain group of people, if they want to immigrate to that country, the demand goes higher, then the policies and the barriers are going to get higher too. So I think that's how it works. And nowadays a lot of people are discovering on social media that Korea is safe, it's convenient, it's relatively low in cost of living, it's advanced in technology, it's very clean, low crime rate. So they're like, oh, and a lot of foreigners have a lot of good opportunities here too because it's a homogenous society. So yeah, there's also hype with K content as well. So a lot of people are considering moving here, and the demand is going higher and higher. So yeah, I think it's just natural for the officials and the government to just tighten up the procedure. Yeah. Dude, just take a boat and go to Japan. At the most, you'll be forced to swim the way back. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it's very hard to get a permanent residency for Japan. Yes, I've done my own research and it was like nearly impossible. Oh, thank you, Eileen, for the $20 pizza. Can't wait for your new studio. Finger heart. Thank you, thank you. David, are you proud to be Korean saying you want to be a Japanese residency? I told you, don't get me wrong. It was like, I'm proud to be Korean. I love my country. I'm very patriotic about it. But nevertheless, I have to admit, in some areas and in some perspectives, Japan is really nice to live in there too. Like, it's like if you go to Tokyo, like, all due respect to my country and the capital, Seoul is an amazing place, but it is years behind Tokyo. If you go to Tokyo, what Tokyo has to offer and what Japan has to offer in terms of like historical things and like things to do, like shopping, food, everything, like the regions, what you can see, what you can enjoy, it's just like what Japan has to offer is like, I would say at least 2 to 3x than what you can get in Korea. Korea has its own beauty, and I would definitely recommend a lot of people to come visit to my own country. But Japan, sometimes it just has some stuff on a different level. Yeah. And I think Koreans agree to some extent too. Just like statistically, the most visited country outside of Korea, like from Korean tourists, is Japan, and it's because it's geographically like close. But Koreans just really love Japanese food and its culture and like all sorts of regions. Like they go to Tokyo, they go to Osaka, Fukuoka, Kyoto, Sapporo, everywhere, Nagoya. Yeah. So we gotta admit, Japan is a pretty good country in terms of tourism and like society-wise as well, like the advanced. But as a Korean, I won't forget the devilish acts Japan has done to our society, and it has colonized Korea, and Japan during that era did horrendous deeds to Koreans, equivalent to what the Nazis did. Japan is basically the Germany of Asia. You guys all know that, right? They have a horrible history during the World Wars. What they did in China and the Southeast Asian countries. Yeah, like what they even did to like their colonial mindset even reached towards America. You know what happened. Yeah, that was all the beginning to the Hiroshima Nagasaki nuking. But anyways, yeah, a lot of people think that was karma and that's what ended the war. But anyways, yeah, Japan has a horrible history, and it's really stressful as a Korean seeing like the education over there not highlighting that fact and try to hide it or fabricate it. But nevertheless, we gotta admit, objectively, that Japan is definitely an advanced society. Its people are very polite. They're nice people. They're not from the colonial era. They weren't the perpetrators of war. So if you're a rational human being, you would know how to like separate those two, history and the current generation, apart. But yeah, of course, in Japan there still are like people who are very far right and still, praise the rising sun flag and all that kind of stuff. Go to war criminal shrines. So yeah, it's a very complex geopolitical climate here. Yeah. What other? Let me just turn on the AC. I think it's gonna go in the mic, but I'm just too hot right now. Yeah, it's crazy to think about their colonial past. It's just mind-blowing. Yeah. What about living in China? I don't know. I'll just leave my answer short. China is an advanced society too. I think in matters of like capitalism and technology and what they have to offer, like materialistic wise, it's definitely much more advanced than Korea. But I don't think I would like to live under a government like that. Yeah. Vilden, wow, you've been maintaining that membership for a long time. I see the cheese over there. Or is it your first? Thank you anyways. David, is age gap a thing in between couples? For example, when a woman is older? I mean, age gap is always a recurring subject that comes up every single time there's like a big age gap difference. But I think it's a universal thing. I don't think it's anything unique in Korea. People may say some stuff behind your back. But it is what it is. Nowadays, I think people don't give an F. They'll just say some comments and they'll just go. And if there's just love, and I think it's okay, personally. And well, there is something like as a dude, like for example, myself, I'm like 31 in international age, I think. And if I were to date like someone who's 20, that's like an 11-year difference, but it's legal, right? Like I'm not dating a minor, so it's legal. For example, I'd be dating like a freshman in college, and somehow magically she falls in love with me, and then we'd be dating. Then a lot of people would give me the side eye and, you know, kind of frown upon the relationship itself and maybe question me as well, like maybe being like a pedophile or something, or like liking young women. But I think that's like a universal thing as well. But I don't think the age difference factor is anything unique, but I would definitely say the dynamics of age itself in general is pretty much unique in Korea. Like how age can affect your relationship, your dynamics, not just between like couples, but with people in general. Like how you have to respect your elders, like the dynamics in companies. If your boss is younger than you, you still, you know, there's like a weird tension. But like in the West, at least, I've heard that sometimes you don't even know the age of your boss or your employee or whatever. Like everyone's pretty much equal in terms of age. It's more about like reputation, career, experience, and stuff like that. Yeah. Legal doesn't mean morally right. I know, right? Yeah. So that's why a lot of people talk about like DiCaprio, Leo. He only dates people who are like 25 or under that, right? But he himself is like, is he 50 or something? So there's like 20 something year age gaps. Yeah, people will always frown upon marrying a younger girl more than 10 years difference. Yeah. But I don't know. I personally think like let's say like that's also very subjective and relative too. So let's say I'm not married until I'm like 45. And then there's this girl that comes in my life and she's like 34 or 32. There's a 12-year difference. But would people frown upon that? I don't think so, because we're both equally very old, like considered pretty old, like 34 and 45. I think that would fly. People won't, like, oh, good for you. People do that. But it becomes a problem when the age is like closer to the legal age, like 19 and 20. So yeah, it's a thin line. It's a gray area. It's a slippery slope, but it's case by case, and it's a matter of perspective too. And some countries in Asia, they just, I don't know if it's legally, but at least culturally, like a grown-up adult, like a man, just marries with a 15-year-old girl. Like, I know in some cultures and some religions that's acceptable. So, like, we can't think everything on our end or our terms or our laws is like universal, And I'm not trying to like defend that or anything, but everything's very different in every different culture. So yeah. Korea wasn't that much different either. Like, in my grandma's generation, my grandma literally didn't even know who she was getting married to. The first time she saw my grandfather's face was at the wedding. And that was how it was in Korea, traditional Korea, back before, it got modernized and got introduced to capitalism, modern democracy. Like, during the dynasties, that was how it was. And that during that transition phase, or like in a country with a well-preserved religion or culture, that still goes on like that. And can we say that is disgusting or gross? I don't know, because it's their culture and their religion, and it's acceptable in their country. So yeah, we got to be very careful. But like, while we're talking in like a modern democracy, like just a normal point of view, that is pretty, it's, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why it was like that in Korea, but basically the basis of when you are able to get married is when like the woman starts to like menstruate and has like the secondary sexual what do you call them, the signs, or what we learn in school. So yeah, like in the Joseon dynasty, in the Korea dynasty, everybody got married when they were like 14 and 16 and stuff like that. Even the guys too. Yeah. That's not even that far away from like our generation. It's 2024, right? When was the Joseon dynasty? Like, let's say ballpark, 100 years ago is 1924. Yeah. The Korean War was 50. Korea got colonized in 1930, somewhere around the 30s, and yeah, stuff like that. So yeah, it's not that far. It's less than a century away. And a century is like 100 years and like plus that. So one generation, like we could call it, a one full generation. Like a person born in 1920 is probably now dead or like living. It's the end of that generation. Tammy, thank you for the $20. David, KPC Live. Pizza. Thank you so much. It is so good that you guys are sending it directly to PayPal, because YouTube, I always emphasize, takes 35%, which is a big chunk. Yeah. That was everywhere around the world, and a main reason was that the fact average age of humans were around 40s. Exactly. Everything, like, I'm not talking about like getting married at 13 or 14. Like, in general, everything we might think is the norm right now and which is legal or morally right or correct, it might change in another generation, like in another century. That's what I've always been thinking, you know, like if you just think of human rights and diversity, like LGBTQ plus people, they literally had I don't want to say rights, but like, okay, they literally had no respect or dignity from the mass majority, like certain decades ago, you know. But everything has changed. Of course, there is still an opposition, but in general, people have become more acceptable and you know, understanding. So yeah, with the development of science, or I don't know, the cultural hegemony, or the you know, the narrative shift, whatever, you know, like everything can change. Like the US might be very welcoming to immigrants, but right after, like, I don't know, like 9/11, everything might change. Like it just takes one event, it just takes one president or like a leader or a set narrative. Like, yeah, so it's very interesting to think about these kind of stuff. So like in terms of technology, like what's going to happen in the artificial intelligence age, like when robots are actually made into are tied into our daily life, and they really take over our daily tasks and are able to do basically whatever humans do. So what's life gonna look like then? Right now we talk about, you know, cloning is illegal and it's against God's law. I'm not sure in like 200 years that's going to be the norm. I think people are just gonna clone. They're gonna, you know, swap bodies. You know, Elon Musk is working on Neuralink. We can already upload and download our minds in a storage. You know, it's like very experimental technology, but it's been proven like some amount of it is feasible. So I don't think it's going to be that long until human beings are able to do such things. So the whole aspect of human dignity or human rights might change in the robot era or the biological, you know, cloning era or something like that. People might live up to 200 years old because they conquer cancer, or, you know, they conquer 90% of the diseases. There are conspiracies that pharmaceutical companies and governments or insurance companies are lobbying or like withholding the advance of medicine or like some surgical procedures because that's gonna end their revenue stream or something like that. So yeah, I like to go into like these weird imaginative states and just dream about the future, what's going to happen, how the world is going to look like then. Yeah. Bro is spending Valentine's Day with us. Yeah. Give me some chocolate. Try 50 years. People are already cloning their dogs. Exactly. You saw that news from that Korean YouTuber. Go back to that live stream I did like 3 weeks ago. She cloned her dog, and Korean people were going crazy over it, criticizing her. But will that be the same in 50 years? I don't know. I mean, 100 years ago, Korean people believed that we should not shave and cut our hair because it was a sacred and holy part of our body that our parents inherited to us. So cutting your hair was considered almost the equivalent to death. Yeah. David, all of this is for space travel. Yeah. Wow, this is a really, you know, chill live stream, isn't it? I wonder how many people are actually watching this. I'm just like, rambling. Holy, 200 people are watching. I'm surprised. Yeah, I wish it could have been like a little bit more optimized and organized in terms of interface here, but oh well. I'm getting so many like PayPals today, but I'm so sorry I can't like highlight them. The link is in the description. Yeah, so the Korean, everybody's talking about stem cells and cloning here, so let me just go on for a bit. But as go watch the Netflix documentary about the Korean scientist Hwang Woo-seok. He was the first one to actually bring stem cell technology to light in the global field, and he was praised as like a modern god in Korea back then, when he successfully cloned like sheep and stuff and made that like thesis. But then he was hurled into like some ethical problems and statistical fabrication allegations, and then he was basically like ripped off from his professor occupation and all that kind of stuff. His reputation was ruined, and then people didn't really know what happened to him later. But now he's working for Mansour, I think he's the prince or king of UAE or some country in the Middle East, and the Mansour Foundation, or Mansour himself, is funding Hwang Woo-seok, and he's already cloned like dozens of camels there. Yeah. And he was also involved in a project of cloning a mammoth. It's like literally Jurassic Park. Finding some blood and some flesh from like a frozen figure, and then recreating it from the DNA and all that stuff. So yeah, that's happening over there. We don't know what's happening in the Middle East and China. You don't know. Crash Override, thank you for the $2. Pizza. Do you think 수능 needs to end? There is a lot of debate over 수능. So for those of you who don't know what 수능 is, it's basically the college entry exam. It's like the SAT, but more intense. You only get one chance per year at the end of the year. So your whole high school is the preparation for the 수능 exam. There are other ways into getting into college. That's called sushi. Sushi is like more, they look at your high school grades, test grades. Sorry. Okay, I was about to like at you, but and then they evaluate your grades, your the qualitative assessment from your teachers, your volunteer work, your extracurricular activities, whether you were in like debate clubs, whether you did like model UNs and stuff, if you have any other like awards like from competitions. So and then if you have like debating skills or writing skills, like, so there are other stuff, but like usually that's like during my generation, my era, my age, what do you call it, it was mostly like 수능, the SAT exam was like 60 to 70% of the admission, and then the other half was like other 30% or remaining 40% was those extracurricular things. So there's always been like a push and pull, tug-of-war between which entry is more valid and is more like well assessing the capability and ability of a student, which is more apt for like a college student, stuff like that. But I think the majority, like going through all these like tug-of-wars between what is the more superior method of going into college, I think everybody has just become tired and just agreed now that at the end, 수능 is the most equal and objective way Like there are no other factors. But I really dread that. I really detest the Suneung exam because I don't know. I think Suneung, it's a memory test. It's a short-term memory test too. So you gotta get like grades on all these different subjects like Korean, English, math, social sciences, language, all that kind of stuff. And then you combine those grades, scores, and then you can apply to certain tiers of universities. But that's the weird thing is, like once you get your total score, you like something happens like this. So let's say for example I got a 95, and then let's say I got a high score, just a relatively high score. Then I could apply for maybe Korea University, which is like one of Sky, so that's really great. Korea University, but I can apply for business administration, which is like probably the highest among that school. But then with that score, you could also apply to Yonsei University, which is similar, but because Yonsei University's business department is higher, maybe you would have to level down to maybe English literature. And then if you go to Seoul University, you would have to level down to maybe like, I don't know, let's say theology, because nobody wants to go there, right? It doesn't secure you a job. So this person literally chooses what he's going to study in college professionally and what's going to determine the course of his life based on a score. There's no consideration of what this person really wants to do with his life, his or her life. It's just like, I just want to go to a good school. It doesn't matter what I'm studying. And it doesn't matter because the end goal of going to college in Korea is going to a good company anyways too, getting good employment. Like college is basically a nursery school for, you know, getting into a good job. So I just think that whole system itself is impractical. It just doesn't make sense. You're lining up people based on memory skills that you're not even gonna use in your life, that you don't even like think is valuable, and then based on that, you go to a department. You're a major. You choose a major that's you're not even interested in, and that's what happened. So, yeah, and like there are some cases like this. A person might be extremely talented in maybe, let's say, Korean. Like this person has splendid Korean skills and he could be like the best novelist or poet of the century. You don't know. Like he has the potential of being that. But because the society here values a degree or a college diploma so much, for him to actually get the recognition, he would have to have a bachelor's degree in Korean literature from Seoul University or Yonsei University or one of the prestigious ones. So, like, it's really like limiting the full potential for a lot of people, and that's why I talked about like the sushi, the other extracurricular admission policies, and that's why it needs to exist to excavate those people. But that has now become a money game too, a power game too, because the people with the families with power and money and capital have a bigger advantage because they can provide more opportunities to their kids, and they can inflate the reputation and the extracurricular activities their kids do. So people with pure talent that don't have the resources, that might not have any, skills in math or whatever, or science, or any interest in that, they're just gonna throw away their abilities because of this policy, and I think that's BS. Yeah. So, okay, that was my rant, but I don't think we should get rid of the Suneung exam because indeed it is like objectively speaking, a very level playing field, and it's like it just equalizes everybody. We're just determining who is best on a certain skill, and yeah, the outcome is like equal, like, you know, it's not biased or anything. But I don't know, I just think it should be like 50-50 with the extracurricular admissions and the Sunung admissions. That's how I think. But from a lot of like Sunung maximalists around me, they've always say the extracurricular admissions that has always been like rigged, because, you know, people with money have the advantage there, and the people who select the kids, the students, they could be biased or influenced or pressured too. So Sunung is at the end the only equal way. I don't agree with that, but yeah. Every song ends says, I honestly miss your channel the way it was before. I used to watch all your videos, but now I just don't feel like your content is as interesting. So are you talking in terms, thank you for the feedback, by the way. Are you talking in terms of format of podcast versus live streams, or podcast versus the recent podcasts? Because if it's the former case of podcast versus live streams, that can be easily solved, because I am just going to do more podcasts. And right now it's been a hustle for me, because I've been launching and preparing the business. But now with the new studio upcoming, and a lot of new plans and new projects, there's going to be some juicy podcast episodes coming out. Right now I'm just editing the pre-filmed ones. So look forward to that. But yeah, a lot of people have been asking, is this channel a live stream channel? No, it's not. It's essentially a podcast channel. And the live streams are a way that I just communicate and interact with the fans, and just get close to you guys. And it's a form of content that I can do without editing and, you know, not a lot of heavy work. So at least when I can't upload, it feels like I'm providing at least something in the meantime. So it serves multiple purposes. But yeah, I'm gonna pump out more podcasts, so no worries about that. Have you thought of putting podcasts on Apple Podcasts and Spotify? They're already up there. It's been, all the episodes have been uploaded to all podcast platforms out there. The shorter videos were so much fun, with so much insight on a lot of things. Okay, that's valid. That's very valid too. So yes, indeed, I haven't been doing like the short, like not the shorts, but like the, I would say middle duration videos, like 10-minute, 8-minute videos explaining in concise forms of whatever. Yeah, I agree, but those ones take a lot of preparation time, and it just doesn't really fit in my schedule right now. That's like a matter of feasibility, but I'll take that into account. And I jotted down some ideas about those kind of videos, and I'm gonna try to execute it. So I have actually some topics that I want to create, like 15-minute videos about, which I won't reveal. But yeah, I'm gonna work on that. But the only way that might be feasible in my current lifestyle and time schedule is to get a script writer that is going to assist me. So I give the script writer the direction, the right keywords, and the context, the background knowledge, the narrative I want to put, and then the scriptwriter would do the research, put them into words. I would polish it and all that kind of stuff. So without an assistant at this point, I don't think I would be able to do like a fully, like 100% generated content just by myself. So in order to get a scriptwriter, I need revenue and profit. So let me just, hustle a little bit more with the business and podcast and the live streams, and then slowly try to put out those kind of contents. Yeah, I have someone in mind that would be fit for a scriptwriter, so I'm yet to ask that person, but let's see. Thank you for the feedback, though. I really appreciate the honesty. And like, the negative comments I don't like is not those type of comments like, oh, your content has become dull, your content is not as entertaining or informative anymore. That's all valid, and that's a really a refreshing thing for me that could be constructive at the end. But the negative comments I don't like is, just blindly commenting about, I don't even care about these, like, you're ugly, you're fat, you're blah blah blah. These kind of things I don't even care about, but as I've always said, I just don't like being misinterpreted and my words being blown out of proportion, or me being framed, or making false information about myself or my comments. That kind of stuff I don't like. Solange, what do you think about the entrepreneurial culture in Korea? How Confucianism, Korean culture, and Korean economy in general impact people's willingness and boldness to start business? First of all, Confucianism doesn't really take part in entrepreneurial culture. I don't think so. Confucianism only takes part in traditional companies and their organizational structure, management structure, and that kind of stuff, dynamics. Creating startups and companies, it's just like, I don't know, the US. Like, it's pretty like open-minded. There's a lot of support from the government. There's nice infrastructure. Yeah, so it's pretty free over there. The economy is actually boosting a lot of people, shoving a lot of people to make their own companies, because what they earn with their office jobs are just not enough to sustain a life nowadays. So a lot of people are just doing side jobs, whether they're doing online shopping malls, or they're doing drop shipping, or doing Airbnbs, renting out their spaces, or all that kind of stuff. Yeah. K-Stosh, love today's live. I have to head out to work. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much again for the PayPal. And may you have a nice day. Joy, whoa, morning, David. This is a pleasant surprise live. Yes, it's 3 a.m. in Korea. Gotta be pleasant. Yeah, actually, I need to go home soon. Hi, David. Valentine's Day, is it different in Korea, and do they celebrate it differently as well? Because I've also heard that there's a holiday called White Day as well. We don't really celebrate Valentine's Day that much. It's just what is there anything like big in anybody's country out there for Valentine's? We just buy some chocolate. I guess the girls buy some chocolate or some little gifts and give it to their loved ones. That's pretty much it. Same goes with White Day. It's vice versa, just reverse. Yeah. Just wanted to tell you, if no one has yet, that you are one of the few YouTubers I feel is really genuine, and your weekly lives with Anna are entertaining and informative. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Amethyst Girl 94. Thank you so much. Really means a lot. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of support and warmth and strength to carry on these live streams weekly because of those kind of words, and because of you guys that are regularly enjoying and valuing my live streams as content. And that's really just mind-blowing. Let me just check the viewers right now. Like 200, nearly 200 people are watching. Yeah. In the meantime, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, leave a comment after the live stream, and send a tip if you can with the link in the description. Yeah, it's all gonna go to this fund for the studio rent and the new project. Oh, I'm really, really excited for the new studio. Yeah. So Anna and I were looking into the Airbnb option, but Korea has too many restrictions on Airbnbs. It's nearly impossible to do a legitimate Airbnb business in Korea. There are so many hurdles. Like, just to name a few, it can't be, I don't know, it's very complicated, but first of all, you need to get permission from all your neighbors. Korea is like mostly apartments, so they're all close. So you need to get like your the floor above, below, next to you, all four signatures that they give you permission to do an Airbnb. You have to be living in the residence for you to actually rent it out. So who wants to go in that type of Airbnb, right? You need to file for like a specific accommodation business license that has different qualifications as well there too. You need to have like proper fire exits and fire extinguishers and all that kind of stuff, sprinklers. That's one thing. What else? In some types of Airbnbs, the more lenient one, you can only accept foreigners as customers. There are tiny loopholes you can get out of, but it's nearly impossible. Yeah, all the Airbnbs you are probably seeing in Seoul are 90% illegal. And nowadays, I've heard from some other Airbnb owners that it's so hard to maintain an Airbnb because the tourist police just track you down. They fine you. 3 strikes, you're out. You might even get a criminal record. Also, other Airbnb hosts are trying to eliminate the competition, so they book other Airbnbs in their same area and they report them. Korean customers who know this kind of fact stay in the Airbnbs and blackmail the owners, saying that I'll report you to the government if you don't let me stay here for free. That kind of stuff happens. So it's nearly impossible, like legally and also like environment wise. So that Airbnb idea kind of went out of the window. So a lot of people are just turning towards renting out spaces for like party rooms or just gathering stuff. Yeah, I might try to do that just to like level out the rent a little bit. Can I get a KPC hat or sweatshirt? Yes, I've been working hard. I told you like in a last live stream that my merch would be out like in 2 weeks or something this month, but unfortunately that has been delayed because of Pirozo. Go check out pirozo.net, by the way, if you want authentic, cool Korean products. Yeah, launching a business is not an easy thing. It requires your full attention. So, yeah, merch has to wait a little bit. You stayed in an Airbnb in Seoul recently, and the dude lived there and was like, please don't go into my room. Exactly. Yeah, I heard Airbnb is becoming more and more illegal in other countries too. Okay, so how long has the stream been? Let's see. How long? Wow, it's been 2 hours. My body is like a biological clock. It's literally recognizing the 2 hour mark. That is why we appreciate these lives. In what way? Thank you, David, for doing this live. It's fun when you and Anna go live together, but I prefer your solo lives when you can answer more questions. I always learn something from you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, toppings. Reminding you guys that you're toppings. It's 3:15 a.m. I have a full business day ahead, and I should better go to sleep. Yeah. This chat paired with the music is great background for while I work. Yeah. Great. If you want exclusive podcast episodes and early access to the future podcasts, regular podcasts, go to www.patreon.com/Korean Pizza Club. For only $5 to $10, you can get all those perks and support me so that the channel can go on. So Patreon is really the best way to support me, or I really appreciate your PayPal tips throughout this live stream. Okay, let me just answer one more question and wrap up the live, because I need to go to sleep and my throat is wearing off. Oops. Let's see. Let's receive one last interesting question and end the live. Anybody? Wishing you a wonderful week ahead. Don't pay attention to the negative commenters. Thank you, Aoji. Oops. Shouldn't have done that. Comments just stopped suddenly. Let me check on the night bus. Let's see. It's coming in 18 minutes, so I'm gonna end this live in 5 minutes. Get packed and head for the night bus. Seoul is really convenient in terms of these kind of things. Okay, let me just do it really quickly. What's up with the professor job? I'm continuing to do it because it's a cyber university. I just filmed all the lectures and for 2 semesters and 2 courses. So they're like, I don't want to say recycled, but they're repeated semester after semester. Oops. Semester after semester. So until the university requires me to record a new course, those ones are gonna keep on playing. How did you get the signed albums in the back? Well, if you're in the K-pop sphere for a good amount of time, you get some connections, I guess. How many thirsty DMs do you receive per week? Not that much. Oh, you got into my live and it's almost over. Too bad. You'll catch the next one, or you can replay this one. Snack mukbang stream. I could do that, but I've never tried mukbangs before, so I don't know if anybody would actually stick to watch a full-on mukbang. But I could just like munch on some snacks while I talk. Don't miss that bus. Yes, I will not miss it. It's gonna be 4 a.m. when I go home. Hope to travel to Korea one day to try the pizza. Yes, come on over. Yanis, thank you for the 20 USD on PayPal. Pizza! Thank you so much. I think today, let's see. I think today I have fulfilled like 1/4 of the studio rent for this one. I'm gonna move out as soon as I get the bigger place, but until then the studio rent is also a fee, so podcasts don't make that much. So these live streams are actually pretty good too, and I appreciate your tips and donations. Good morning. Would you ever do a podcast with all star lineup of you, Anna, Kelsey, Rachel, Gina, Kim, and Danny? That would be a hell of a podcast, but with the bigger studio, that is possible. I am down to do like a chaotic reunion. That is definitely gonna be fun. I'll get like a massive couch, like a massive table, 6 mics, and it's gonna be chaotic but fun. Yeah. Would you ever bring back K-pop news and news in Korea again? Well, I'm pretty much doing a Korean news thing on these live streams. I bring like interesting news weekly. This week, honestly, there wasn't that much interesting news. Other than this North Korean YouTuber that speaks good English promoting North Korea, and people think it's like a front or a facade that Kim Jong-un is showing to the world that we're this advanced and we're actually not like that much of a bad country. So that was a pretty interesting piece. But other than that, I don't know. Everything's like very domestic, and I don't think you guys would be very interested in like domestic political affairs and yeah. So are you gonna go to Turkey soon to get my hair implant? Sometime in the future. Right now I'm taking pills, and the pills are working really. It's doing God's work. So I don't know, but I just want to go to Turkey just for the landscape, the food, the people, and the culture and everything. So yeah, definitely. Who will be your dream guest for the podcast? Any one of the BTS members for sure. RM. Yeah. Yeah, I could have the Ramen and Show guys to my show. Yeah. Once I get that studio, there's like so many things I can do. So many things I'm dreaming of right now. Yeah. With the proper profit and funding, I would get like a full-time working staff that, you know, manages the time schedules, the content, you know, schedule board, and like the switching and the live streams, the equipment, studio, all that kind of stuff. And I could do so many things. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll go catch my night bus. Have a great day. Have a great night wherever you are. I'm gonna go to sleep. Please don't forget to like this video, and if you want to support me, go check out Korea Pizza Club at Patreon, and you could directly tip me on PayPal. And also, let me just show you Biroso for one last time. Where did you go? Where did you go? Where did you go? Nope, this is the chat. This is the chat. Where did you go? Maybe I shut it down. There you are. I'll just show you the homepage one last time and go. Go, go, go. There you go. Yes, this is our new online store. It has amazing blog posts and products, so go check it out, please. Amazing products. Really proud of the curation we got so far, and more coming. We're just stocking up products week after week. My favorite so far? I don't know. I'm really excited for the Soul My Soul series. As soon as they come in stock, we'll try to upload them. And the Koreanified, you know, Hangul, Nike, and Adidas t-shirts, sweatshirts, they're really cool. Korean jersey is really cool as a fashion item too. You can become new jeans. Y2K, and these cups are really cool too. The glasses, the butlers. We have these spoons, by the way. If you go all the way down here, you can actually get a spoon and chopstick set. Yeah, these are really premium. The Good Luck fish. You can attach Hangul scarves. The overfit bucket hats. I think we have more than like 40 products right now, but we're aiming to get like more than 100 by next month. So yeah, get this Tokdo beautiful pen over here, these hip Korean t-shirts, the pensive Buddha over here, the gold pens, playing cards, everything. So go check it out, guys, and yeah, let me go catch my bus. Biroso.net, 15% if you sign up and use the link in the email. Okay. Shammer's like, the bus, stop messing around and go catch the bus. Let me see how long I have. enough time. Okay, bye-bye. Bye, guys. Bye.